Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Boxing. I'm Leti.
I'm LB.
And let's get to talking about some boxing.
Hey, let's get it.
Okay, so we are going to talk about Jesus Ramos, 21-year-old boxer out of Casa Grande, Arizona.
AKA
Mono, Southpaw.
Yeah.
Southpaw fighter. And we had him fighting against Luke Santamaria, 24-year-old boxer out of Garden Grove, California.
Hey, Cali.
So they were an undercard of Tank Rolly's fight.
Tank Davis.
Yep.
So what were your thoughts on the fight?
I thought it was going to be a cool fight to watch just because of the little family history there that it was. As you guys know, Santamaria, Ramos' opponent, had just came from beating Ramos' uncle, Abel Ramos. So Santamaria had just won that fight. So, I was kind of excited to see how Ramos was going to come back and try to, gain that win for him and for his uncle. I did think that, Ramos started off a little bit slow for me. I had heard some interviews from him, so I had heard that, he's got hella power and, you don't want to be on the back end of those punches from him. Which, I can see the power that they're talking about, on the fight. He just started a little slow for me.
Okay.
At the beginning. He picked up a little bit more as the fight progressed. But again, Santamaria was no sucker. But give us your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so like she said, I was excited for the fight because I was excited for him to get his get back. You know what I mean? You don't really get to see that too often in the boxing, where you get to see it. And then, and his uncle's, I think 30, 31 years old, so it's not, he's not that old, but, I know that had to be exciting, for the family to get the chance to get that get back. So I was excited for that. As the fight, when I get into the fight, a lot of people, were kind of critical of the fight, but, styles make fights, you know what I mean? And, you can clearly see that, Santamaria, he wasn't really trying to engage that much, but he did engage in spurts. And so, that's, sometimes it's hard to, get off when someone's constantly moving. And Santamaria also, he was giving Ramos a lot of different looks. He was switching southpaw, from southpaw to orthodox. And also, he was mixing it up, between moving around the ring and sitting there and bang. Every time he sat there and bang, Ramos loved it. And he was like, yeah, come on. And then the second he did that, after that, he was like, he went back to using the ring. But Ramos, he had a good jab. You know what I mean? He had a good jab. There was a lot of things that, he does well. He had a good jab. He had a good overhand. And he also was countering Santamaria. Santamaria also, he was countering too. And Jesus Ramos, he got some power. He got some power in both hands.
Definitely has
that he got some power in that right, that jab, that power jab, he got a nice little hook. And look at his record. How many knockouts he got?
He got 15 knockouts. So he's like 18-0, 15 knockouts.
Yeah, so he
got
definitely
power.
He definitely got some pop, and it was obvious that Santamaria was feeling it too. He was with some of them overhand lefts and straight lefts. So, but
and I guess he was holding off on using his left hand. We were like, when is he gonna throw that left hand?
Yep.
And then he threw it, and it was like, ooh.
Yep, and came through the guard. He was breaking through the guard with the left hand. So I was like, okay, that's when you can always know if they got a little pop when they breaking through the guard. So
yeah, so he had that pop though.
He showed good poise for being 21 years old. You know what I mean?
Yes, I gotta give him that. He did stay I was saying, okay, he's staying very calm. Yeah. Throughout the fight and patient throughout the fight. So it's good to see in a young fighter, And he did say that his pressure is different than other, boxers' pressure.
Yeah, you can see, he was trying to be defensively responsible as he's coming in and pressuring. A lot of pressure fighters, they just throw defense out the window. You know what I mean? But yeah, he did have more of a calculated pressure, and he won the fight. He won the fight by a couple rounds. It was a close fight, but he did land the more of the punches. You know what I mean? And he was he was, we're starting to wear down Santamaria, a little bit towards the end. But, Santamaria did come on and finish strong. But I thought this was just, a great matchup, great matchmaking for him, for a prospect, this young in his career. He's only going to grow from this. How many other guys can he get in there with that is going to switch stances, you know what I mean? And you get all of that in one fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so this, I think this is going to really help him, this is a big learning curve, and I think it's really going to help him in the future, in his future fights. So now I kind of got, why he was sparring with Terrence Crawford. They were saying that, he was talking about in his interview how he was sparring with Terrence Crawford, and then come to find out, the opponent was Santamaria, who, switches a lot. So, he got he got some good sparring for that, and that's going to be big in his career too. Yeah. I mean, that's priceless. Getting a sparring with Terrence Crawford.
Like what?
Yeah.
And I like when he said that when he was sparring against Terrence Crawford. Like he goes, the biggest thing I got out of that is the way Crawford is just working your mind. He's pretty much tiring your mind out because of what you got to think about while you're fighting, you're sparring him or whatever. So I think, he could definitely use that to his advantage and fights. And I mean, I think he clearly won the fight over Santamaria. But like I said, Santamaria did good as well. Yeah. Ramos, I'm excited to see him. A fighter his size.
Definitely, his size. I was just gonna say that. Hey, he got some size for that division. Yeah. He's putting it all together. He gonna be a problem. He gonna be a problem, and I'm looking forward to the his next opponent and the rest of his career.
Let's see who his next matchup is, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and
talk your shit. And we out.